Lucid Motors is ripping up 5.29% as we currently speak to $24.17 per share. So this is a great sign for anybody invested in Lucid Motors. Today, as you guys can tell, the overall markets are down well over 2% on average. So let's get into exactly why Lucid Motors is ripping, the deliveries that are supposed to be going out in October. But we're also going to take a look at the Ortex data as well as what is going on with the options chain, guys. So let's not waste any time. Let's get straight into this video. And like I said, Lucid Motors is ripping currently with a lot of volatility. You guys can see the percentage change is moving around a lot. But we are currently at $24.14 per share, a clean break over $22 per share, now even approaching our upper end resistance level at about $25 per share. Now, this has definitely surpassed all of my expectations for Lucid Motors, especially in the near term future, right? I have long-term hopes and dreams for Lucid Motors, but I didn't think we would be approaching $25 anytime soon. But I mean, it's happening. I'm not going to argue it whatsoever. My portfolio definitely does like it. We are seeing this volume, though, that has been in the stock for quite a while now. Ever since the share lockup period has actually happened, when we did see about 150 million for volume, we have seen consistently in between about 20 and 50 million for volume on any given day. So this is a great sign as well. A lot of people have been looking forward to the deliveries that are supposed to be going out. And now to the news that we did receive today about deliveries going out in October. It is from this article. It says another step towards deliveries. LCID reportedly registers around 10,000 VINs to cater to the vast majority of the pre-booked Air EVs. Here is the proof for this, as you guys can see in these tweets. I'll link this in the description. You guys can check this out if you guys do want to. I don't know anything about VINs or how to validate this, so you guys can validate that if you do want to. It's actually registered right here with Lucid. So it does say, as is evident from the tweet above, Lucid Group has now apparently registered around 10,000 vehicle identification numbers, corresponding to the roughly 10,000 reservations for the Lucid Air EV. As a refresher, a VIN consists of 17 characters, including digits and capital letters, that act as a unique identifier for any road legal vehicle. The VIN can be used to track recalls, registrations, warranty claims, thefts, and insurance coverage. It says, please note that we have contacted Lucid Group for independent verification. Nonetheless, this development remarks a significant step towards the commencement of the much-anticipated Air EV deliveries. We had noted in a previous post that Lucid Group communicated to Motor Trend's Johnny Liberman, who was able to test drive the Air EV back in August, that the deliveries were slated to begin in Q3 2021, which ends in September. However, Liberman seems to believe that any meaningful deliveries would only take place in October 2021. Against this backdrop, the mass registration of VINs only lends credence to this thesis, because when you are registering these VINs, that likely means you are producing these vehicles already. And I don't think Lucid Motors is going to want to sit around with hundreds of vehicles before they do just start to deliver them. Most of their pre-orders are probably going to be going out locally, since they're based in Arizona. California is one of the biggest sections or areas, I should say, for EV vehicles. It does say, in another positive development that has supercharged Lucid Group bulls last week, the EPA range estimates for the Air EV have now been officially released. To wit, the EPA range estimate for Lucid's Air Dream Edition 19-inch wheel now computes at 520 miles. That's greater than the company's own initial estimate range of 517 miles. So that was a huge win. That is what really has started to boost up Lucid Motors. It says, for reference, a 2021 Tesla Model S long range has an EPA estimate of 405 miles. This means that the top of the line Air EV will provide over 28% more driving range than a fully spec'd Model S. So definitely a huge win for Lucid Motors overall. We have got some price targets that I will briefly go over as well right here. It says, meanwhile, Lucid Group continues to win accolades on Wall Street, with the Bank of America now joining Citi and CFRA research in the bullish camp. These price targets have been in between about $28 and $30 per share. But it says, of course, Morgan Stanley's Adam Jones, a Tesla permabull, remains the bearish outlier for now, with a $12 stock price target. That is ridiculous. We all know Lucid Motors is never going hopefully God willing, never going to $12 ever again. So that is the situation with the deliveries, how they are rumored to be going out in October. This guy that even did found all this information, he says, can guess Lucid already has started production. That is my guess as well, and that is what I would estimate sometime in October, around October 15th, middle of the month. That is something that I would expect. So let's move on from that. Let's get into the Stocko tracker data, take a look at what we're looking at. So something that I point out in all these Lucid Motors videos is that we have 1.6 billion shares outstanding. So we're likely to not see a high short interest just because a lot of people are not bearish on Lucid Motors. You could tell this because the share utilization is at 99.22%. So it is very hard to get your hands on shares to actually sell short in the first place. We are seeing that free flow on loan at 8.32% and the short interest, like I said, at 8.23%. So you're probably not going to see the short interest move around a lot. If anything, you may see some shorts that do cover, but along those same lines, 1.6 billion shares outstanding. We do have 44.66 million shares that are currently sold short. Relative to the volume that we are seeing, that is a very large amount. That is about 1 day or even a day and a half's worth of trading volume. The days to cover typically is 2.74 days to cover. So that means if all shorts wanted to get out of their positions, it would typically take 2.74 days to do so. So you can actually see a short squeeze with these low numbers just because a lot of the daily volume is very, very low for most days. And we do have a lot of shares that are sold short relative to that daily volume. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. I will clarify in another video if that doesn't make that much sense to you. But now let's talk about the options activity briefly, and then let's get into my position. So we are seeing a lot of activity actually on the $24 strike that is expiring this Friday. We did see a call sweep for this, which did help Lucid Motors go up towards the end of the day today. But at the $25 strike, you're seeing 7,500 for open interest. Like I said, $24 strike, you're seeing about 14,000 for open interest. And then you're seeing anywhere from about 1,800 for open interest at the $30 strike, and then the next highest is 3,300 at the $27 strike. So I think it's likely we continue this rally throughout the week, especially if we do get clarification from Lucid Motors themselves, maybe through a tweet or an interview on CNBC that deliveries are going to start in October. That's really where you're going to see the huge boost to Lucid Motors share price. So nevertheless, you can see small gamma squeeze. I wouldn't count it off the table. I wouldn't count on it. You can also see a little bit of shorts covering a short squeeze per se, but nothing crazy, nothing along the lines of what you guys might imagine a gamma squeeze or short squeeze is. But to move up a couple dollars, maybe go to $25, $26 per share, would not surprise me whatsoever. And to finish this video off, let's take a look at my position. And Lucid Motors is still ripping in after hours, now to $24. 50 cents per share, 56 cents per share, just going absolutely insane, up 2% for the after hours. That brings our total almost to 7% for the day. So my position, market value, $7,362, up $474 today. Total return $919, up 14.28%. My average cost for these shares, for 300 shares, I should say, is $21.46 per share, 20.91% of my portfolio. It was not this high, but I've since had obviously about $1,000 in gains. But still, this just shows a lot of conviction in the stock. I wouldn't recommend anybody ever do this unless you have a plan or you have a long-term conviction in the stock. But I do have some trades as well. Market value of $915, total return of $352 or 62.52%. And if you guys want to be notified when I do make trades, I made a couple trades today. Obviously, these Lucid trades were not today, but if you guys want to be notified in real time, every time a trade is bought or sold with stock options or crypto, whether it's a day trade, swing trade, or long-term investment, check out the link in the description for the buy and sell alerts. It literally pays for itself. And just this profit right here would cover that cost for well over a year. So definitely check that out. But I do have a Lucid 1750 put that I did sell for October 15th. I agreed to buy 100 shares of Lucid at $17.50 per share if Lucid Motors closed under $17.50 per share by October 15th. I collected $137. If for whatever reason Lucid were to close under $17.50, I would have to buy these shares for $16.13, factoring in the money that I did collect that was credited to my account. The only downside to this is you have to put up $1,715 until you either exit out of this position or you are exercised on this option. I also do have a Lucid 2250 call for January 20th, 2023. I bought this at $700. It is up 35%, now at $950 for this contract. So I'm up $250. Like I said, 35.71%. So definitely some large allocations in my portfolio. I am definitely very bullish on this stock. We are still ripping $24.65. So it is looking very good. The market may be starting to price in deliveries coming in October. So congratulations for everybody that is in Lucid Motors. This has been a bright spot in a dark day for the overall market. So drop that like on the video if you guys want. Consider subscribing to the channel. Check out the links in the description. Link for the GoFundMe if you guys want to support Madison in her journey back to recovery. She's actually having surgery on her humerus bone in her shoulder right now. She was in a very bad accident. You guys can check out the pictures. And if you guys do want to check out the community section, there's a picture of her current state. It is pretty graphic, and I do have permission to post it, so just so you guys know. But that is all for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.